one thing that I've noticed is that we never really set those leaders up for success to begin with.
No, no.
Right? We promote leaders because they're really good at whatever they did before.
Yeah.
Right?
Great technique. Yeah.
You were the most productive. You were, this and that and the other. You were how we often say it, right? You were the go-getter. You were the self-starter. You were the go-getter. That means that you're instantly going to be a great leader. Not true. Right? And we forget that, well, maybe we need to chat with them and figure out the areas that they need a little bit of help in, that they need a little bit of more understanding in. Maybe we should pair them with a mentor that is well versed in those areas. One thing, and I hate this word. I hate soft skills, because they're really not that soft, right? They should be essential.
Okay. I don't know what you
right. So this idea of soft skills, but we never have those conversations with our leaders, right? We rarely, if ever, give them some meaningful education or something, mentorship in how to approach people. A lot of the stuff that we were just talking about, because not all just because you were good at producing doesn't mean you're going to be great at having that conversation. I know when I first started in this world, I was horrible. Right. Believe it or not, this long-winded bag of hot air that I am now, right. That I was horrible at going out and being like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Crippled with shyness, right? As a lot of folks are when they first found themselves.
Intimidating. Yeah.
Right. So to help support leaders through that, to help enable those conversations, to help give them the tools that they need to be a successful leader, we just have, most organizations, again, generalizing, right? Put out the announcement, just generalization. Most organizations just kind of skim over that real quick and go, oh, okay, you're a leader.
Yeah. Well, I think you're absolutely right. And I think there's a couple of points to pick up on there. So in our organizations, again, typically we think that all recognition is almost done through promotion to leadership. We don't respect expertise. So the fact that, if you've got a really great craftsman, and I keep referring back to power stations because that's kind of what we got in common. But if you've got a really great craftsman who works in, the turbine team in a power station, and then the only route to pay increase or some form of recognition is to move him up through the leadership route, then we're setting ourselves up to fail. And what, we did some work on this in our power stations around, we have the technical route and, and the leadership route. And then there was a third, which was like a professional route as well. If you wanted to be like, a human factors design engineer, for example, you could go up this very professional route. But again, not enough organizations do that. You get to a point where, okay, I've been here 10 years. I'm a great crafts person. I understand this job inside out. I don't really want to be a leader, but I deserve more pay. I deserve a higher pay packet. I deserve whatever it is, a better package all around. But actually, no, they're squeezed into the sausage machine of, well, if you want that, you've got to be a manager. And we work with a company at the moment who has exactly that kind of process in place. And there's two things that happen. They squeeze them into this leadership shape tube and say, there you go, get your ass up there and do the job. And then they fail dismally. And then they don't go, oh, actually, you know what, we set you up to fail. Go back there and be the great craftsman that you were before. Yeah. They go, you're fired.
Now you're no good at all. Yeah. You're no good at all.
Or they go up there, they're not particularly great leaders. Yeah. But they wing it, they get through, they get by. But what happens is when you really need them to be leaders, and that's typically when the pressure's on, something's going wrong, we're losing market share, productivity's down, whatever. At that point, that person defaults to their safe space when the pressure's on. Yeah. So I've worked in so many power stations where, I've seen, a head of maintenance, a head of something, when the shit's hit the fan, he puts on his overalls, picks up a spanner and goes, I'll go down there and fix it. And you're like, no, that's like, that's like walking away from the steering wheel.